Everybody, today we're going to go through a video on breathing. So we're going to start with some warm-up breath. We'll move through our pursed lip breathing. We'll do a little bit of belly breathing. Then we'll go through some cat-cow, some twists, some lateral stretches like we do in our traditional warm-up. I'll try to coach you through how we can breathe in some of those movements to make them a little bit easier. And then we're just going to review a few moves that we do in classes: squat, push-up or chest press, and some kind of row, so seated row or T-row. And I'll explain to you the best way to use your breath to make these movements a little bit more manageable. All right, so we're gonna start sitting tall in our chair. Bums are all the way back. Back is supported on the backrest. We can rest the hands on the thighs, or you can let the arms go long. Now, once you get here, whatever position you decide to take, we're gonna start to breathe, and we wanna start to get our pursed lip breathing count kind of steady. So 2 to 3 seconds into the nose, 4 to 6 seconds through pursed lips. Good. Now, if you struggle with this one, try to keep in mind the shape of the lips. So like you're blowing out bubbles, like you have a straw in your mouth, or you're blowing birthday candles. We're trying to come into the nose. So count 2 to 3 in the head. It could be 1, 2, 3, or it could be 1, 2, 3. As long as you try to make sure that exhale is 2 times as long as the inhale. All right, we'll keep it going. Now we'll start to engage with the belly a little bit. As we breathe in, we press that belly forwards. It can be very tempting to inhale and suck the belly in and fill up the chest first, but we really want to get that air all the way down into the base of the lungs. So we want to press that belly forwards. Good. Now, the way I find that works best for me, at least as a visual kind of learner, is to have my eyes closed. I like to have one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. And I imagine that I have a large size container in the belly and a small size container in the chest. And my goal is to fill most of that large container before the small container starts to fill as well. So that's just what I like to use for myself when I do belly breathing and try to breathe into that belly. And keeping in mind that we want to keep our back flush to the chair, so you don't want to press your back off of the chair. So we don't want to go here to try to get that air in. We want to use the muscle, press down on the diaphragm, press the belly forwards, and then let it go. And it comes back in naturally. Let's get a few more of those. Good. From there, we'll go into our cat-cow. So I'll turn my chair again. And we're going to sit to the edge of the chair. Hands are going to come to the knees. And you're going to move through the spine as you breathe. So what I like to do first is give the shoulders a little roll, a little shrug. We're going to inhale, open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So at the back, like you're trying to squeeze a pencil, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Pull them back, press the chest forwards, feel a little bit of a stretch through the shoulders and chest. Inhale. Exhale, you round. You're going to grab the knees and then pull against the knees. Drop the chin. You'll feel a stretch through the shoulders, so more like the trap area by the neck and maybe the upper back. And then you come back through as you inhale. So following your breath now. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Good, and if it feels better for you, you can take the hands off the legs and open here and round here. Good, let's get 3 more. Notice that I'm still using my pursed lips in the nose, out through pursed lips. Good. All right, we'll come into our lateral stretch now. Back through center. We're still gonna stay sitting close to the edge of the chair. You have a few options for this one. You can take the left hand to the left hip, or you can rest it behind your left hip. All right, so whatever feels more comfortable for you. Ideally, if you are resting behind the hip, when you reach up and over, you stay as in line with your body as you can. Sometimes when the hand is behind us, we end up here. So trying to stay as forward as you can, like you have a piece of glass at the front and the back of you. So we'll go through that again, keeping one hand on the left hip or the side of the chair. Inhale, we reach up with the right arm. Exhale, we gently drop to the side to get a stretch through the side body, armpit to hip. We want to keep the right hip on the chair. So if you're here and that hip lifts off the chair, reset so the hip is pressing into the chair. And we'll stay here. Inhale, breathe into these ribs. Slow, controlled exhale. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Good. We'll come to the other side now. Right hand to right hip, or to the back of the chair, the seat behind the bum. Inhale, we reach up with the left arm. Exhale, we gently lean to the side. Good. Keeping that left hip heavy. Breathe into the ribs. Slow, controlled exhale. Inhale. Let it go. Good, we're gonna come into our twist now. So we're gonna take the right hand outside the left knee. Left hand comes beside the left hip. You can hold the hip or grab the base of the chair. Inhale, we're gonna sit nice and tall. And on the exhale, it's not just the head. We wanna rotate the shoulders to face the left. Stay here for a breath or two. In through the nose. Out through pursed lips. You can gently rotate a bit more as you exhale. One more time. Good. Inhale through center. We'll reset and do the other side. Left hand outside the right leg, right hand beside the right hip. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, we twist the shoulders, not just the head. And stay here. In through the nose. Out through pursed lips. In through the nose. Out. And inhale through center. Good. All right, we're going to go into our 3 moves that we're going to review together and how to breathe through them. But before we do that, we're going to stand up, or you can stay seated, but we're going to move through a march just so we can get a little bit of the blood flowing and feel ready to do some of these movements. So if you would like to stay seated, you can stay seated and start to march. Otherwise, you can stand up and join me, and we'll just start to march it out. Good. As you start to feel more comfortable or maybe a little bit more movable, you can start to work on sending those knees just a little bit higher. Good. Keep breathing. We're coming in the nose, out through pursed lips. Good. If you're feeling warm, you can start to slow down. If you need a little bit more, you can start to move the arms up and down as well. And if up and down doesn't work for you, remember you can always come here. The goal is to just get nice and warm and ready to do our 3 moves together. Okay, squat is first, so we'll come to the back of our chair. If you would prefer to do this as a sit to stand, that's totally fine. And I'll try to review both, but they're pretty similar. So for a squat, we have our feet hip distance apart. So that means the hip is in line with the knee is in line with the ankle. So if my feet are here, this is not hip distance apart. You can see my hips are here, and then my knees are here, and then my feet are here. So they should be nice and straight all the way up. All right, from here, light on the fingertips. We're not gripping the chair for dear life. We push hips back, bend the knee to come down, and then we press through the entire foot and squeeze the butt cheeks to come up. Good, now we add our breath. Inhale down, exhale, squeeze the butt, press up. Inhale down, exhale, press. Good, a couple more. Good, if you're sitting to standing, inhale down, exhale up. Let's do 2 more. Inhale down, exhale up. 1 more. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, let's grab our band so we can go into our chest press together. So you're going to take the band behind your back, just below the shoulder blades. We know this setup position for chest press. And then we'll sit up tall. Elbows are bent at the side, and the hands are in just slightly. Now, I myself, when I press, I like to rotate through the wrists, so they move a little bit as I come in and out. It's up to you if you would like to keep the arms straight, or if you want them to rotate a little bit, or whatever. But ideally, we want to make sure that we're not up here, and we're not just moving through the elbow. It should be a whole pressing movement. All right? So here, we're gonna inhale. Exhale, we press away, squeeze the core as you do. Inhale in. Exhale, press. Inhale in. Exhale, press. Good. Let's do a couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Now it can be really tempting when you're working through moves like this. Keep breathing while you do this. But it can be really tempting to hold our breath and just kind of go here. We want to get our reps done as quick as possible. But ideally, we're actually going nice and slow so that we get the full benefit of the movement that we're doing. Exhale, push. Inhale in. Good, 1 more. Good. All right. Next move we'll do is the T row, so I can show you that one. It's very similar to the seated row. And I'll make sure that I review that one at the end as well. But for the T row, you take the arms out long. We know this one, we've done this one before. We pull the band apart, and then we come back to center. Now notice when you pull apart, that the arm doesn't go way back here. We're still a little bit slightly in front of the body. All right. So for this one, you're gonna exhale on exertion. So the exhale on the harder part. So we exhale, pull, inhale in. Good. Let's do 1 more. Good. Same thing if we did the seated row. So feet out long, band under the feet. We're gonna sit up tall, roll the shoulders. Exhale, pull. Inhale in. Good. So as you see here, we exhale when we pull towards us, inhale as we come away. And then same idea when we're doing any kind of pulling, or pushing, I'm sorry, any kind of we're doing pushing. So when the band's behind the back, we exhale as we push away from the body. Inhale as it comes close to the body. Good, let's do one more. Good. And the last one I want to show you, just because it is a little bit different, or I guess I should say last two. The band's going to go on the seat. This would be if you were doing shoulders, so a lateral raise. You would exhale, come up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Let's do two more. Good. And then the last one, so that was again a pushing movement, or technically pushing away from where it would be beside the body. The last one is the overhead pull down. So you sit up tall. Again, you're not right against the backrest. But for one like this, you would exhale as you pull down. Inhale up. Remember though, there is the option to bend the elbow and inhale up. And the nice thing with this is if you go slow and match your breath, it gives you the chance to stabilize the opposite arm. So we don't end up swinging through the arms as much, and we're really pulling against that resistance as best we can. Let's do one more. Good, let that go. All right, well, I hope this video was helpful to you. Remember, you can always go back to the beginning to complete about 7 minutes of warm-up where we move through some gentle movements. Can be a really good way to start the day. And then some of these movements, feel free to practice them, see what feels good, use that exhale, see if you start to utilize that exhale a little bit more. It can make things maybe a little bit easier. So good luck with the practice. Feel free to use this video as many times as you need, and I'll see everybody in class.